The first golden rule for a stress-free retirement is not to chase market hype. You can get yourself into a lot of trouble and ultimately give yourself a lot of stress and possibly lose a lot of money. I recently had a client who told me that he needed money to help pay for his family's health care, and he needed to take some withdrawals from his retirement account. So I helped him initiate some withdrawals, and then he came back a few weeks later and said he needed a little bit more money. Well, come to find out, he was actually putting money into some sort of crypto venture, and he lost all of his money. So that's the first golden rule. Do not chase market hype. Stick to your long-term plan. The second golden rule for a stress-free retirement is to keep 1 to 2 years worth of expenses in cash. So when you retire, your wages stop, and now you have to pull from your either Social Security, pensions, or your investments in order to meet your monthly expenses. And having a cash buffer, like 1 to 2 years of cash, can be really important in terms of keeping your stress levels low, because you know that if anything arises that you need to access $10,000 or $20,000, you know you have that buffer sitting in cash, and anything that happens, you're able to deal with it financially. So that's the second golden rule for a stress-free retirement. The third golden rule for a stress-free retirement is balancing growth and income. Most people, when they retire, do not want to have all of their money in a growth portfolio. A growth portfolio is more suitable for someone who is still in the accumulation phase of life. But once you retire, you want to actually balance growth and income. So income is going to come from places like Social Security, pensions, or annuities. So you want to have a balance of these two and not be overly weighted in any one direction. If you're too heavily weighted towards income and you don't have enough growth, then you're not going to effectively keep up with inflation, and you may run out of money at some point in your life. So the third golden rule for a stress-free retirement is balance, growth, and income. The fourth golden rule for a stress-free retirement is to regularly update your estate plan. So estate planning is not a one-time event. Life changes, and you'll need to update your plan anytime there's what I would call a material change in your life. So deaths, divorce, birth, any sort of big event in your life can necessitate an update to your estate plan. Retirement accounts, things like IRAs and 401ks, can be handled through things like beneficiary designations, but other assets will need to be handled through things like a will or a trust. So you'll want to have those in place. And you'll also want to have healthcare directives, durable powers of attorney, so that if anything does happen to you, there are instructions in place for your loved ones to carry out your wishes. So that is the fourth golden rule for a stress-free retirement, to update your estate plan on a regular basis. And the fifth and final golden rule for a stress-free retirement is to build your retirement around your lifestyle. Having hobbies, things like gardening, pickleball, exercise, walking, you name it, whatever it is that you enjoy, you'll want to spend a lot of time doing that, because that's going to help keep your stress levels low and help give you the best retirement possible. So those are the 5 golden rules for a stress-free retirement. If you do these 5 things, I can assure you that your retirement will be as stress-free as possible, and you will live the retirement of your dreams. Thank you so much for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please like and subscribe to our channel to see more content just like this. Hi, my name is Justin Haywood, founder of Haywood Wealth Management. And if you're interested in learning about how we help our clients live their retirement to the fullest, visit us at haywoodwealth.com. Thank you so much.